Hello, I am Cadet Valdivia, level 3. I don't really have a class period. I'm at home learning. And I want to talk about the whole EA loot box gambling fiasco. What do you want? Thanks. I'm here with my girl Alice, who just coughed. She's gonna be right next to me. Don't worry, she's got me. I'm looking around. The reason why I picked this topic is because, well, I'm a gamer. I wanted to pick something that was a little more to my niche, and this does involve a bit of law and stuff that be considered illegal, depending on your state you're living in. Well, I'm of course talking about the whole EA gambling loot box fiasco, which in my opinion, loot boxes should be illegal because they're blatant gambling. Okay, she's just sitting. Now, the reason why I picked this, well, it affects me in playing video games, or my cousins, or maybe even your kids if they're into Madden or FIFA, NBA 2K, or any sports game in general. I'm wearing my, since I'm talking about football games, I'm talking wearing my Texans hat. I miss Watt already. Take it off. The reason why, okay, I'm gonna just balance it back. Yeah. Okay, now, before, if I want to explain this, loot boxes are this thing in gaming. It's basically like opening a pack of baseball cards. That's the best way I can reference it, because it basically is. Now, loot boxes can either be cosmetic or blatant pay-to-win mechanics. So, I'm going to compare two things. Let's say I want to get Tom Brady in Fortnite. I can pay 15 bucks and I get to keep him forever. Now let's say I want to get Tom Brady in Madden 21 or any other Madden game for the past 7 years. I have to open these packs for this game mode called Madden Ultimate Team. Ultimate Team is in FIFA and Madden. Now, let's say you want to create your dream team of professional athletes that you've ever wanted to see. Let's say you want a team of, I'm just going to name random players. You want a team with Brady, Gronkowski, Watt, and Cam Newton. You can create the biggest dream team you want, whether you want players from the past and the present. Now, if you want to get good in this game mode, you have to have good players. You're basically the coach in this game. You're telling your players where to go, and so on and so forth. Now, where it gets bad is the blatant pay-to-win mechanics. If like I just said, if I want Tom Brady in Fortnite, I just pay 15 bucks. If I want Tom Brady in Madden, I have to open Ultimate Packs. These little card packs, these digital card packs I have to open digitally, and I get random football players. Some can be of different rarities or variants. But let's say I just want Brady specifically. I'm probably going to put around thousands, hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars. Maybe not tens of thousands, but that's going to be bad luck. But hundreds to thousands of dollars to gamble for this character. Because it's like a baseball card pack. You don't know which character you're going to get in that pack. And with baseball cards, they retain their value. Let's say if you have an old card, a certain player, you can sell that for hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. Now, if you want Brady, you're probably gonna have a 1 in a million chance to get this character, and it might not even be the variant of Brady that you want. Now, where it gets worse is that it causes gambling. Legally, it's not gambling, because in gambling, you're betting the chances, it might make some money, and of course, you can cash out and keep the money that you have. In games like that have loot boxes, you can't cash out. However, you can sell your account on like eBay or any trading site and probably sell it for $5,000 or $10,000 if you have good players on your team. Here's the problem with that. There's a new Madden game or FIFA or NBA game every year, and you have to restart from scratch. So let's say you got amazing players this year. Next year, the next Madden game comes out, and you'll get to bring those players to that game. You have to re-gamble, and hopefully the odds are in your favor to get the players you want. And of course, it's not gambling because you can't cash out. Our laws haven't catched up to this form of monetization in gaming, because the whole idea of gaming now is that, yeah, you can get them to pay $60 to $70 for this game, but how do I keep making them spend more money on top of that? Well, I can sell them certain players or characters or weapon skins or attachments for their rifle or different players in any sport. Because you want to drain money out of the person that bought the game. It's business. You want to retain profit. And if you can squeeze even more, even better for you. Now, when it gets dumber with this is, well, in certain countries, this is already considered gambling, like Belgium, China, and certain parts of South Korea and Japan. And the Netherlands. Netherlands and Belgium are like the best examples. They completely banned it because this is gambling. And you might be thinking, oh, wow, you're just opening a card pack. Well, yes, but like in later NBA games, you're literally doing a slot machine for which player you're going to get next. A digital slot machine that you put money in. How is that not gambling? And you might be asking, wait a minute, what games, what's the rating of these games? Because like Call of Duty's for adults, but kids play. But it's rated 17 and up. It's mature. Well, these football games, soccer games, and basketball games, any of these sport games, are rated E for everyone or E10. So it's either it's for anyone can buy it, or anyone above the age of 10 can buy it. And legally, anyone can buy it in general. So, wow, these games contain gambling, and our government is letting it pass by. Yes, they are. Now, like I said, it's not gambling because you can't cash out. Well, in a few days, basically within the past few days, you really aren't going to find an article to explain this well. You just have to look into Twitter or different YouTubers explaining this topic. An employee of this game company, EA, Electronic Arts, which makes Madden and FIFA, was selling characters. I just said, if I want to get Brady, I have to put thousands of dollars for the chance to get him. But this employee was going into private DMs, whether it be Snapchat or Twitter, and was selling players of certain sports. Now, how much do you think they were selling? If I just told you, if you're going to gamble thousands of dollars to get this character, how much do you think it's going to cost to buy this character from an employee? I'll give you time to guess. Is it $5, $25, $100, $700, $900, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000? Which one do you think? If you chose $1,000, $2,000, and $3,000, you're correct. Because this employee was selling characters like Brady, Gronkowski, Russell Wilson, Cam Newton. I can go on, player names. Ronaldo for soccer, FIFA. Clint Dempsey. What are some other ones? Ronaldo. I can keep going if I wanted to. I haven't paid attention to soccer players in a while. I haven't played that sport in a while, so I don't know many popular players, but I have been paying attention to football. They've been selling players for thousands of dollars, making profit. And I just said, well, it's no use. The next game's gonna come out, and you have to pay another $70 to play that game. You're asking, why don't you just play the last game? Well, the thing is, no one's playing it. Because no one's playing that game. There's probably only like 10 people playing that game from the millions of people that bought it. Because FOMO, the fear of missing out. You're missing out on the newer experience, which is the same game being resold. There is evidence of that because in the latest game, FIFA 21, someone saw the logo for the last game 2 years ago. Not FIFA 21, Madden 21, you saw the logo for, guess what? Madden 19. And then last year, FIFA 20, you saw the logo for FIFA 17. So you're seeing that you're being sold a game from 4 years ago, again and again and again and again. And you're asking, what are they changing? They're not changing graphics. They're not changing, let's say the game's not laggier. They're not changing the experience. They're selling you a roster update for that season for $70. And they're forcing you to play this newer version that's superior because no one's playing the last version. Imagine paying $70 for an update on your phone. Because that's what's basically happening with these players who play these games. You're paying $70 for a phone update that barely changes things. And sometimes these newer games remove old features that were good. Because guess what? These old features benefited the player and they can't monetize them. They can't make profit out of them. Now, I'm going to have to get back to the gambling. Well, this person was selling these characters for thousands and thousands of dollars. And well, guess what? They were caught. And allegedly they're an employee of EA. Now, just because they're selling them and they're an employee, guess what that makes it now? Legally, you're cashing out. So now they can start doing regulations onto this. So now this is going to disrupt the entire gaming industry because where there is money, there is an industry behind it and lobbying. Literally, there's a makeup industry, there's a gaming industry, there's the movie industry, music, so on and so forth. There is an industry behind something. So, you start realizing, okay, now countries like Britain, who have been constantly trying to barrage EA with lawsuit after lawsuit, and they keep suing them. Matter of fact, in it's either Belgium or the Netherlands, they want several heads of EA, whether it be investors or CEOs, in jail because you're promoting gambling illegally to children, which is a federal crime in their country. So now, if they step foot in that country, they're in federal prison in their country. So now we can see that there's a court case now able to be made against these companies. And all because they're too greedy and they keep screwing with the player. But the thing is, they know they're not going to make money off of people like me who are educated. They're going to make money off of kids who are probably 13 and younger, who are probably going to steal their mom's credit card and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's happened before. A kid who was about 14 in Britain spent so much money in FIFA on Ultimate Team that their parents had to remortgage their house. There were so many gambling issues in Britain just because of FIFA that there's now a gambling rehab center just for gaming. It's laughable because isn't the job of the government to protect us? And even then, in gambling, there's supposed to be a chance that you can win. Guess what? In this, there is no chance at all you are gonna win. And like I said, you're gonna restart from scratch next year, and then next year, and then next year. So it's constantly getting worse and worse for the gamer. I'm not gonna buy it. They know I'm not. But here's the thing: if I buy it, I'm going to have a better experience playing the game. Because I'm not going to be losing with god-awful players from that current season of this sport. I'm going to get the best players, the GOATs of that season, and the MVPs of the last season if I gamble to have a chance to get these characters. And I'll do better in tournaments. where I might win money. Because in gaming now, you can make money whether you're a content creator or a tournament. A kid who was 15 won the Fortnite World Cup. He won $3 million. Of course, that's before taxes. I hate taxes. Who doesn't? You earned your money. So you can see already advantages are being against you just for not gambling. So this is a very weird case of just loophole after loophole being used to cover investors' rear ends. Try not to swear. Just because they want money. It is just a very weird situation. But yeah, it just affects everyone in the gaming industry. If you go back to 10 years ago, back then, if you wanted to buy a game, you only paid $50 for it, and maybe an extra $10 to $20 for a map pack, and there's your current experience for the entire game. Now it's, hey, I put $60 into this new game. I'm going to pay $30 this year to unlock every character, another $30 for the next year, or I'm going to spend $5 to $20 unlocking a skin or a weapon skin or a pickaxe, a glider, or a scope, or even the crosshairs on my gun, or even just the clothing of your character. It's so ridiculous. Because back then you just paid $60 and you're done. Now you have to pay what, like $200, and before you know it, we've already spent the price of an entire console just to have fun in a game. But yeah, gambling's still a thing. It's not being taken against by our government, except for Hawaii. Hawaii is getting real ticked off at EA specifically. And Britain. I mean, if you want to entertain yourself, look at videos of EA and their PR trying to cover themselves in court with, I don't want to say congressmen. It's their version of congressmen / senators in Britain, in their parliament, just literally exposing their PR and investors for just being scam artists and just using every single loophole they can to make money off of kids or anyone with an addiction. That's my video. I hate gambling and gaming. It's just one of the things I just despise. Hope you were entertained by this. And yeah. Again, there is not that much information I can find about this current thing because there's no articles on it. There aren't. You're not going to find any. You have to do the digging yourself, which is either being on YouTube, Twitter, or Reddit, just digging through information of just trying to find stuff. And yeah, that's it.